Test lighting. Hey everybody, welcome to another Motivational Monday. It's November 30th and it is the end of the kind of Thanksgiving Day weekend. Hope you guys all had a good one. Hope you guys ate well, rested well, kind of feel like you're kind of jumping back on the horse now after the long break. Hopefully you had a long break. If you were one of those people that actually was working Black Friday and the kind of crazy sales throughout the weekend, hope it wasn't too nuts for you. Totally appreciate everything you do, and I hope you at least got paid well for it. And speaking of Black Friday, it's one of those things, like I've mentioned before, I love the crowds and I love the chaos, but I also feel bad doing it because of the fact that there is so much insanity, and the people who are working there generally get abused by these companies, and they don't get to go home to their families, they don't get to eat Thanksgiving dinner with their families, and they just don't get to enjoy the holiday. And sure, it's partially their choice because they choose to have that job, but of course sometimes it's not a choice because maybe they don't have any other options out there right now but that job. That's why I appreciate stores like Costco and other stores that just decide, you know what, we're not doing that kind of thing. We're going to close on Thanksgiving. We're going to let everyone go home. Costco really doesn't have any crazy Black Friday stuff going on, but there's some. But I totally admit to being one of those people that falls into that trap of just that insane deal. In fact, I didn't go out Black Friday morning. I went out much later, like at 2 o'clock in the day, and headed out to Best Buy because Michelle and I have been needing a new fridge for a good couple years. And it still works, it's just a little small, especially with 2 boys now. There's going to be more and more food in there, and you know, the bottom shelf of it on the door has been gone for like a year and a half, and the drawers on the bottom don't quite work right. So we've been wanting to get a new fridge for a long time, and then there at Best Buy on Black Friday were all these appliances, all these fridges for like thousands of dollars off. And I looked at her, I was just like, we can't pass that up. We really need, I mean, we have the ability to get it right now. We should do that. You know, this one's gonna die, and that's gonna be a problem. So went out on Black Friday, got ourselves a new fridge. It'll be delivered on December 11th, which is actually the day before my birthday. That's kind of a cool birthday present. I've been wanting a new fridge for quite a while. And it's one of those ones that has like the French doors on the top and the freezer on the bottom, which reminds me a lot of the fridge that I had when I was growing up. The one I had in my childhood home didn't have French doors. It was just one door, but it had the freezer on the bottom. And the one we have now at our house is the freezer on the top, and it just, I don't know, I like the one on the bottom. I feel like there's a little bit more storage to it because you kind of stack top down, so you don't have to constantly worry about things falling out when you open the freezer door, because we buy a lot of freezer food. It's actually usually my job when we get home from food shopping to try to Tetris format the food into the freezer so that we can get it all in there. And I'm good at it. Update on the kids. It is possible that Michelle is going to take Logan and or Liam, actually I guess probably both of them, back to the hospital today, but mainly for Logan. I think whatever he had and he had fought off is starting to come back. He's starting to cough a lot again through the night and wake himself up, and that's usually a good sign of something's not going well. Especially on top of the fact that he has a humidifier going with like the Vicks stuff in it, and you know, he's been given Benadryl, so he's just not quite kicking whatever it is. Yeah, that's a big morning stretch. For me, still a little sore from the vasectomy. Not nearly as bad as it has been. I was hoping to kind of be like fully recovered today, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm mobile, so that's not a problem. It's just more like kind of, actually the worst part is really just getting down into the car, like that sitting down into kind of a low seated position sometimes is a little precarious. But I've got an appointment on Wednesday to go and have the doctor check to make sure everything looks fine. So hopefully he says it does and that there's nothing else that needs to happen. Now moving on to the topic for Motivational Monday, one of the things that keeps me motivated is having good habits, building patterns of good habits of things that you like to do, things that help you out. And on the flip side, and possibly more importantly, is getting those bad habits broken. And I have tried numerous things to get this done. I've tried various lists, I've tried various apps, I've tried various books that I've read, and there's little bits and pieces of each one that I kind of hold on to, but I've never found something that totally works entirely. But over the weekend, I stumbled across a new app called HABITBULL, and it allows you to track, in the free version, it allows you to track 5 habits. In the premium version, it allows you to track up to 100 plus sync across your devices and opens up the forums to you. It's really the data crunching on it, the kind of life hacking, life quantifying elements to this app are really impressive. And I've only begun listing the habits that I want to create and to break as of 2 days ago. And so far things are going well. I really like the way it looks, but I think it's going to get even better as you go on, because it's not just like a list program like Wunderlist, which I love, where you mark it that you've done it and it just disappears, and you can set it to repeat the next day, and there it is. And if you don't do it on that day, you can see how long it's been since you did it the last time. But with HABITBULL, you get an actual record of how many days in a row you've succeeded, the day you failed, rows and succeeded, and percentages, longest streak. You get all these things that kind of help you really understand how well you're doing at that. And then the forum idea is really interesting because it makes it social. It makes it so that you can kind of talk about the things that you're trying to do and or not do with a whole bunch of other people that likely are trying those same things. And you can support each other, because starting good habits can be hard, especially when you want to work out more. Getting up to exercise can be a really hard habit to get going on. But breaking bad habits can be even worse. So having people that you can lean on when you say, I'm feeling triggered, I'm feeling like I'm going to fall off the wagon, I'm feeling like I'm going to partake in this, that, or the other thing that I don't want to do, you can try to reach out to some of these people. Give yourself a little bit of support network. So to the makers of HABITBULL, good on ya. I'm giving it a shot. Really got my fingers crossed that this will help out for certain things that I want to do and not do. And for other people out there, if you haven't ever heard of it, I'll put a link down below to the app. You should go check it out. So that's all for today. Hope you guys have a great Monday, a great start to your week. Stay tuned for tomorrow, and as always, be good to each other.